సరే సార్ నెంబర్స్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళనే అలౌ చేయండి సార్, రోల్ నెంబర్స్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళని.
ఎస్ ఎస్.
ఓకే సార్.
గోపి యాదవ్
తను మన క్లాసే సార్, 25 రోల్ నెంబర్ 25.
అదే నెంబర్ పెట్టలేదు, ఒకసారి నెంబర్ పెట్టమని చెప్పండి గోపిని.
అందరూ ఒకసారి నెంబర్స్ పెట్టండి.
తర్వాత ఇప్పుడు కుదరదేమోలే, తర్వాత చేంజ్ చేయండి, అంటే నాకు ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది అడ్మిట్ చేయడానికి.
ఓకే సార్.
రోల్ నెంబర్ ఉంటే
నేను డైలీ చెప్తా ఉన్నా సార్, కొంతమంది పెట్టలేదు.
ఎందుకు మీరు బయట వాళ్ళకి ఫార్వర్డ్ చేస్తున్నారు లింక్ని?
ఏమో సార్, మరి ఎవరు చేసారో తెలియదు.
అదే ఎనీథింగ్ ఎవరో, బట్ మీరు ఫార్వర్డ్ చేస్తుంది కదా బయటకు వెళ్తుంది మన గ్రూప్ లో.
మన గ్రూప్ నుండి వెళ్ళింది.
కొంతమంది వస్తున్నారు సార్. ఒకసారి ఎవరు రాజేష్ అని అతను కూడా వచ్చాడు సార్.
రాజేష్ మా సీనియర్.
ఓకే, ఫోటోడా? అడి నా పేరు చెప్పు ఒకసారి.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, ఒకవేళ మీ సీనియర్స్ అయినా కానీ జస్ట్ లెసన్ వినడానికి వస్తే మంచిదే, తప్పలేదు.
వచ్చి గోల్ ఏం చేయలేదు సార్, మామూలు జస్ట్ క్లాస్ ఉన్నారు అంతే.
అంటే వస్తున్నారు సార్, ప్రతిసారి వస్తున్నారు, ఒక 2-3 అట్లాగా.
క్లాస్ వినడానికి మన స్టూడెంట్స్ సీనియర్స్ అయినా కానీ వస్తే తప్పలేదు, బట్ అన్నెసరీగా బయట వాళ్ళు వచ్చి డిస్టర్బ్ చేస్తే మనం వీ హావ్ టు టేక్ ఇట్ కన్సిడర్.
అంటే ఇదే సార్ డిస్టర్బ్ చేయడం, ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ ఇదే, ఇప్పుడు దాకా చేయలేదు సార్ ఎవరు.
ఓకే, విల్ స్టార్ట్ ద సెషన్. యాక్చువల్గా దీనిలో ఒక ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది, మీరందరూ ఒకసారి జాయిన్ అయిపోయారు అనుకోండి, ఐ విల్ లాక్ ద అవుట్ సైడర్స్ టు జాయిన్ ద మీటింగ్. ఈ మీటింగ్ నేను లాక్ చేసేయచ్చు.
అంటే కొంతమంది 10 minutes 15 minutes కావాలి
అదే కొంతమంది అనుకోండి, వాళ్ళు మళ్ళీ రీజాయిన్ అవ్వాలి కదా, దానికోసమే దీన్ని ఓపెన్ చేసి ఉంచాల్సి వస్తుంది. అదర్వైజ్ మనం లాక్ చేసుకుంటే బయట వాళ్ళు కూడా ఎంటర్ అవ్వలేరు. ఓకే, లెట్స్ సీ, నో ఇష్యూ. ఓకే, ప్లీజ్ కన్ఫర్మ్.
కనిపిస్తుంది సార్.
ఎస్. ఓకే, సో how we can completed the third year syllabus as a part of revision for our PG set examinations. So this class also I want to take to revise a minimum basics regarding this subject of resins. So this is exclusively based upon our PG set examination. Let us say we will see some basic definitions for the subject resins. First of all, first you tell me what is the spelling for resin?
RESINS sir. RESINS.
RESIN. Okay, no plural cheppavu, resins ni resin, RESIN, right?
Yes sir.
Okay, then any other spellings?
RESINE.
Okay, resin. Okay, okay, no issue, but there will be two spellings ikkada raichu. Okati RE. Please be on mute.
Yes sir.
Hello.
Yes, there will be two types of spellings here. One is RESIN and another one is a RESINE. Right? Is it audible?
సార్
Yes,
వాయిస్
sir.
బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది
అంటే స్టార్టింగ్ వెళ్ళగాను సార్ ఇప్పుడు క్లారిటీగా ఉంది.
Okay, fine. So here we are using two types of spellings. One is a RESIN resin and one more is a RESINE. So according to the French language, it is a resin, RISINE. But in general, we are also using the word resin. So whatever the spelling it is, you can use both RESINE and as well as RESIN. But in Greek, it is called as a retin. And plant resins have a very long history that was documented in the old times. First in Greece by Theophrastus and finally Pliny the Elder. These are the two persons who have to remember under the heading of resins, Theophrastus and Pliny the Elder. And then coming to the definition of this resin, it is a solid or highly viscous organic substance extruded by the various trees, or it also produced synthetically. So the resin is having another synonym, rosin, ROSIN, rosin. Now we'll see the some properties that can be useful. Physical properties. These are usually hard, transparent, or translucent. When heated, they soften and finally melt. See the chemical properties. They are complex mixtures of resin acids, resin alcohols, resin phenols, and resinotanols. And whereas solubility, they are insoluble in water and petroleum ether, and soluble in alcohol, chloroform, and ether. And we see the occurrence. The resins, they occur in different secretory zones or structures. Let us say, for example, in case of resin cells, so these are generally were observed in ginger. What are the cells were observed in ginger? These are also the one example for resin cells. This is also in the form of a schizogenous ducts. Generally, these are observed in pine wood, and is also observed in glandular heads. Those are observed in cannabis. So these are the generally they are available in different forms. Prashanti Maturi is our student. Hello.
Yes, sir.
ఎస్
Yes, sir.
ఎస్ సార్
Yes, okay. So roll number mention cheyaledu andukani. Okay, so these are the three forms of occurrence: as a resin cells, as a schizogenous ducts, as a glandular heads. And we'll see the distribution. Generally, they are distributed throughout the entire plant kingdom. Mostly, these are observed in seeded plants like Spermatophyta. It's also observed in Pteridophyta, but they are absent in seaweeds and fungi. Those belongs to Thallophyta. So these resins are overall net results of metabolism in higher plants. So how these resins are formed? Because of this metabolism in higher plants. So what are the waste products that are formed? It is called as a resin. So mostly not all plant families are producing these resins. There will be a major 5 families they are producing these resins. Anil Venkateshwar Rao is our student.
Yes, sir.
Okay, he is also not mentioning the roll number. Oh, like so the plant families like Pinaceae. Examples are Colophony and rosin, and Leguminaceae, Tolu balsam, and Deuterocarpaceae, Burseraceae, Umbelliferae. These are the some of the major 5 plant families. So those are very rich in these resin production. Now we see the a major outline of how these resins are extracted. There will be a different methods of producing these resins by using the solvent, that is solvent extraction. How we see the general extraction, that is the by using solvent we can extract. By distillation, a general distillation method like oxidation we can use for extraction. And by making incisions, so by using a knife you can cut at the any base of a tree, we can collect the this resins. It is also apart from that by making incisions, by heating the plant pot, so that because of that heating, so what are the area that can be burned, and the inner resin is oozes out. That is the another method of collection of these resins. This is the general outline. I'm not going in detail. So coming to the classification of these resins, there will be two major categories of resins that can be classified. One is a taxonomical classification, and another one is a chemical classification. The name itself indicates the taxonomical classification. Based upon the taxonomy, we can classify. That is based upon the majorly plant family, so that we can classify the resins. That is a taxonomic classification. And another one is a chemical classification. So based upon the type of chemical constituents involved, based upon the type of chemical constituents involved, we can classify the resins. That is a taxonomic classification and a chemical classification. And we will see the in detail. So first, taxonomical classification. I already told the taxonomy based upon the majorly based on plant family. Let us say, for example, coniferous resin. This is a resin obtained from the colophony and sandrak. That resin is called coniferous resin. And whereas the resin that obtained from podophyllum, so is called as a berberidacea resin. Whereas the resin that is obtained from Gycum is called as a Zygophilaceae resin. So based upon the taxonomical classification, they can be given as a name. That is the taxonomical classification of a resin. Then coming to the chemical classification, that is a type of chemical constituent or a type of chemical moiety involved in that in resin, they can be classified. Let us say here resin acids, resin esters. That means resin acids means they having acids, esters, alcohols, phenols, glucoresins, and resins. That is a type of chemical moiety that is attached so that they can be classified. Resin acids, resin esters, resin alcohols, resin phenols, glucoresins, and resins. Now we'll see the in detail with examples. So let us say first one, chemical groups, resin acids. The resin acids, examples of colophony, myrrh, sandrak, and gycum. And resin esters, these are benzoin and dragon's blood. Resin alcohols, storax and benzoin. Resin phenols, balsam of Peru and balsam of Tolu. Glucoresins, example jalap. Resins, asafoetida. Mixed composition, shellac. See, you can easily remember this classification because you definitely get one bit only based upon this classification, chemical classification of resins only. That is resin acids, resin esters, resin alcohols, resin phenols, glucoresin, and resins. Generally, the mostly frequently asked question is asafoetida. Asafoetida ingava. So it is not a resin. It is a belongs to the resin. RESCNE. Remember, it is a resin. Yes, it is a resin, but based upon the chemical classification, it is a resin. And so another one, resins with the gum or essential oils. So here the combination of with the two products we have seen. Let us say, for example, gum resins, amoicum and gamboge, and volio resin, turpentine, copaiba, ginger, and Canada resin. Volio gum resin, it is a myrrh, asafoetida, and volbano. See here another one. So based upon the mixed combination, asafoetida is also a volio gum resin, right? So and third one, balsams. It is a Tolu balsam and a Peru balsam. These are the examples. Now we see the based upon the that the constituents. So we can call it as a glycoresins, volioresins, gum resins, and volio gum resins. We will see the definitions. What are resin acids? We see the some of the crude drug examples for resin acids. So now we'll see the concept how they can be called as a resin acids. Here is also called as a resin acid. So is a resinolic acid. The resin acids essentially contain a large portion of carboxylic acids and phenols. So that's why However, they occur both in a free state as well as their respective esters. They are usually found to be soluble in aqueous solution of alkalis, thereby forming either soap-like solutions or colloidal suspensions. The next, resinates. That is, these are the metallic salts of acids find their extensive usage in the manufacturing of inferior variety of soaps and varnishes. So the resinates, these are the products of resin acids. These are mainly used for the preparation of a low varieties of soaps and varnishes. Why they are called as resin acids means they are the combinations of carboxylic acids as well as phenols. And the next one is a resin alcohols. In general, resin alcohols are complex alcohols having high molecular weight. That means here the resins along with a high molecular weight alcohols. These are two types we are seeing under resin alcohols. One is a resinotanols and another one is a resinols. These two, resinotanol is a resin alcohol and as well as a resinols is also a resin alcohol. And first we'll see the resinotanols. These resin alcohols which give a specific tannin reaction with iron salts. A number of resinotanols have been isolated from the plant kingdom. It is an usual practice to name them according to their resins in which they are found, such as they will be given examples like alloy resinotanol. Let us say it can be found in alloy, so that it can be called as a alloy resinotanol. From alloy species, namely alloy barbidens, alloy perri, and alloy ferrax, alloy africana, and alloy spicata. All these belongs to the natural family Liliaceae, so that they can be given along with the other tannins. That is alloy resinotanol. And the next one is a another example apart from alloy resinotanol, ammo resinotanol. So this is ammo resinotanol that is obtained from amoicum, that is olea gum resin from Dorma amoicum, belonging to the family Umbelliferae. And another example, galba resinotanol. So it is obtained from galbum, that is it is a olea gum resin from Ferula galbanifera, belonging to the family same Umbelliferae. Same another example for this and the same category, Peru resinotanol. Based upon the name, it is from balsam of Peru. The balsam that is obtained from Myroxylon balsamum, belonging to the family Fabaceae, it is called as a Peru resinotanol. And another one, same category, Sia resinotanol. It is from obtained from Sumatra benjoin, that is a benjoin styrax. That is gum obtained from Styrax benjoin, belong to the family Styraceae. So what the resin is called as a Sia resinol. And another example is Tolu resinotanol. It is also obtained from the balsam of Tolu, that is a balsam obtained from a Myroxylon balsamum, belonging to the family Leguminaceae. So the resin is called as a Tolu resinotanol. And the next one, resinols. After resinotanols, the next category is a resinols. Here, the resin alcohols that fail to give positive reaction. But in case of resinotanols, they will give they will also give positive reaction. Here, they will fail to give positive reaction with tannins and iron salts. Those are give positive with the tannin and iron salts. They are called resinotanols, whereas those give negative is called as a resinols. So we'll see some examples. Benzoresinol, that is it is obtained from benjoin, that is from Styrax species. So it's called as a benzoresinol. Similarly, storeresinol, it is from Storax, which is the balsamic resin usually obtained from the trunk of liquid amber orientalis. So the resinol is called as a storeresinol. Similarly, Gurju resinol, where it is obtained from Gurjan balsamum. Similarly, Guiea resinol, it is obtained from Goicum resin. Based upon the name of that resin, we can call it as the resinol. And third one, resins, what we are called as the last category. Generally, that is where these majority of the students are confused with the resin and resin. See, we will see now the concept of this resin. These are oxygenated compounds but are not affected either by alkalis or acids. In fact, they are more or less neutral substances being devoid of a characteristic functional groups, and therefore do not exhibit any characteristic chemical properties. See, what are the chemical properties generally? These are going to shown by the general standard resins. So here, the resins, they do not exhibit any characteristic chemical properties. The reason is they are more or less neutral substances, and because of that they divide of a characteristic functional groups, so that they do not exhibit a general chemical properties. And interestingly, they are immune to oxidizing agents and variant climatic conditions, a fact which is essentially attributed to the resins containing them, and one of the major plus points for the manufacturers of varnishes. See, because of that, these resins are generally used in manufacturing of varnishes, so that they are very less prone to the oxidation process. So we will see the some of the examples. Now people understand difference between the resin and a resin, right? A resin, it gives a chemical reactions because of the presence of functional groups, but in case of resins, they don't give any chemical reactions because of absence of general functional groups. Because of that reason, these resins are used in making of your varnishes. So we'll see some examples. Dacro resin, based upon the plant, this is obtained, this called as dacro resin, and mastico resin and fluval. These are the some of the based upon the plant they can be involved. These are the examples. Now, so we'll see the some of the drugs coming under this, not in detail, just to make a list of these resins: turmeric, capsicum, cannabis, asafoetida, male fern, myrrh, tar, ginger, jalap, kaladana, balsam of Peru, balsam of Tolu, ipomia, guggul, colocynth, storax, podophyllum, lac, colophony, and benzoin. These are the major drugs. You remember those coming under the a category of these resins. So just I want to revise the general classification, because as a drugs, you remember each and every biological source and chemical constants. But in case of resins, majority of the students, they will skip the concepts of classification of these resins. So this session mainly depends upon the classification only, the classification, physical properties, chemical properties, and a definition. Hope you people are understand the general classification of these resins. Yes, dear students. Hello.
చెప్పండి సార్.
ఎస్, వినపడుతుందా?
Yes, sir.
ఎస్. సో ఒకసారి మీ అందరికి ఈ రెజిన్స్ క్లాసిఫికేషన్ ఒకసారి నేను రివర్స్ చేయాలనుకున్నాను. హోప్ యూ కెన్ రీకాల్ ద క్లాసిఫికేషన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ resins. That is a general concept of classifying the resins is a chemical classification as well as a taxonomical classification, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you have any doubts in general regarding this classification, you can ask and clear. Ajad is there?
Sir.
Yes, you take any screenshot or attendance.
Okay, sir. తీసుకోండి సార్.
తీసుకున్నారా?
Yes, sir.
Yes. మీకు ఒక ఫస్ట్ సెషన్ అయిపోయింది, సెకండ్ సెషన్ అవ్వలేదా?
అంతే సార్. అంటే ఈ మంత్ ఎండింగ్ లో పెడితే ఆన్లైన్ లో పెడతా అన్నారు, లేకపోతే కాలేజ్ ఓపెన్ అయ్యాక సార్?
Okay. This Sunday we have a discussion regarding the when it can be conducted. After that,
Okay.
your class in charge may inform to you all.
Okay, sir.
And Miravali is there?
Sir, చెప్పండి sir.
Yes. Is there anything you want required from my end?
Sir, nothing sir.
Okay, fine. So the today's classification, I hope it can clear all your doubts.
Yes sir.
So I'm not going in detail by drug like general class. Just I want to make a definition and a general classification and a list of drugs. Just I want to revise. Instead of conducting the examinations, what I'm thinking is just I revise the concepts. So you people are taking general exams, sessional exams and MCQs. They're conducted with other faculty members. Okay. And one message from MyBo group I forward to you in group. Are you people are registered for that webinar? Ajad?
Yes, sir, I registered, sir.
Okay, that may be very useful. That webinar is going to delivered by our one of our senior faculty from Andhra University, Professor Vijayaratna garu. She is very talented and more than 20 PhDs are taking from her end. So you just receive that webinar link and register yourself. Maybe that may be useful to you how to draft your that thesis, because at final year students, so it is very mandatory to know how to draft the thesis. That can be very useful, I think. So if you want to learn anything or something from madam, you just register and participate if you're interested. Okay, dear students, so we'll see next class with another topic of third year.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Right.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.